Today, we're diving into money mindset and spirituality, how your beliefs shape your financial reality. If you're new here, I'm Makosi, also known as the Royal Shaman. I'm an oracle and executive spiritual advisor for conscious change makers who are ready to fulfill their calling and create incredible, limitless abundance in alignment with that. So, I want to dive right into this topic and really explore why spirituality matters in relation to money. You see, this reality that we are experiencing is always first and foremost spiritual first. Before we could create anything physical, it had to exist as a non physical thing first. That means at one point, this computer, this camera, our conversation was all a thought, a feeling, a frequency before it actually came into this reality. You see, you actually are creating this reality from the decisions that you're making each and every day. And those are coming from your frequency ultimately. You can say that your frequency is a result of your identity, who you believe you are, and what you believe that that means. So, understand that when we're talking about money mindset and spirituality, it is completely possible to have a lot of money and not have a great relationship with it. In fact, a lot of people actually do create wealth from fear, scarcity, and lack because they experienced poverty and don't want to experience that again. So they go and push and hustle, trying to make sure that they never experience that again. And there are also people who have a terrible relationship with money and don't have any. But ultimately, what I want for you, and hopefully what you want for yourself, is to have a relationship with money that is abundant. That means that you are in a flow where money comes in and leaves, and there's not as much resistance and fear and stress surrounding it. And you also feel empowered to be able to make and receive however much money is fulfilling for you and provides you the resources to fulfill your calling in this life. So, with all of that said, one of the most important things that we've got to understand is how our lens, our perspectives, or what's called limiting beliefs, actually restrict the flow of money. You see, when you have certain perspectives about what money is or what money isn't, what is possible around money and what isn't possible, you will actually begin to make decisions that continue to unconsciously reaffirm that belief. So, some common limiting beliefs that you've probably heard about money, or maybe even said yourself, are things like money is the root of all evil. You have to work extremely hard to become wealthy. Well, if that were so, wouldn't everyone that works hard be wealthy? Anyway, rich people are greedy or selfish. There's not enough money to go around. My favorite, you can't be spiritual and wealthy at the same time. Hogwash. Number six, money can't buy happiness, or I don't deserve to be wealthy. So these limiting beliefs can hold people back from achieving financial success and abundance. It's important to recognize and challenge these beliefs in order to develop a healthier money mindset. So, my favorite way to do this is to ask if it is always true or if everyone would agree. See, with the ego, all we have to do is give it a possibility that it might not be true And that opens up your ability to start seeing that, hey, it actually might not be true. There may be evidence to the contrary. And if you have evidence to the contrary, then you can utilize that information to create a new belief. So, for example, taking the first one that I shared, money is the root of all evil. Well, is all evil a result of money? Well, from my perspective, no. It could be coming from jealousy, it could be coming from fear, it could be coming from, there's a whole list, right? So you can do this with all of the limiting beliefs that pop up for you, and even some of the ones that I shared here, and then begin to challenge if that is indeed true. The other thing that I like to recommend that people do as it relates to money is really a simple gratitude practice. You see, most of us have a lot of fear or avoidance behaviors around our money, and that creates a frequency of fear. But if we are in a frequency of gratitude, it's impossible to also be in fear. So, the next time that you go to pay for your latte at Starbucks or you go to pay the IRS, allow yourself just for a second to feel gratitude for the fact that you are at this moment able to pay for that latte, that you actually are able to pay for your taxes and then connect with all of the abundance that you have received and will continue to receive as a result of allowing that money to leave. You can also do this with money that flows in. Gratitude is an incredible amplifier for money. Now, some of these things are things that I've done myself, but I've also taken others through some of these processes. And when I'm telling you the ability for them to, some of them 2 and 3x the amount of money that they are bringing in doing the same amount of work, and some of them, to be honest, I've had people who've 10x and 100x. So it may seem very small at first, but really all you need is the evidence that there are other truths around money, and you can simply align yourself with them. So I look forward to seeing you next week. If you got any great ahas or takeaways, be sure to drop those in the comments, like, share with a friend, and I'll see you next week.